everyone, it's Anna here from English Like a Native, trying once again to do a live stream. So what we're doing today is a pronunciation class, as I hopefully will do every Monday when I can. So I want you all to go and pop the kettle on, get yourself a cup of tea or a drink, and then once I've got everybody here, then I'll begin. So give me a few minutes, make yourself a cup of tea and we'll begin, okay? So I'm just going to leave you there for just a second. Great, I'm going to put the kettle on. Three minutes. My kettle's boiling, I hope you've got yours going. Okay, let's get this shared. Trying this on my phone today. Oh, are you still there? Hello. Okay, so I'm having a peppermint tea. Lovely. Okay. So get you set up here. Can everybody hear me all right? Can you all hear me okay? I need to be able to see comments. Where can I see comments? I don't know how to see comments. Okay. Oh, this is much easier on Facebook, isn't it? No. Let me see if I can get this up on my computer. Just bear with me, 2 more minutes, and then we'll get started. Okay, here we go. Now I can see your comments. Yes, great. People can hear me. Nafi's asking, what time is it there? Here it is 1:30. 1:30. Just trying to get this to share to my Facebook page. Okay, so the subject today on Mondays is about pronunciation. Okay, so we're doing British English pronunciation. Mohammed says it's easier to go live on Facebook, but we do prefer to watch you here. Yeah, it's just YouTube hasn't made it very easy for me to do the live broadcasts. But hopefully today will stay strong. If this drops out, then I'll go to Facebook. Hello Vietnam. Oh gosh, everything is being so slow. Okay, well let's just get started. I am probably not going to get to share this on Facebook. If any of you actually are a member of the Facebook page, which I hope many of you are, perhaps you could try and share this link with my Facebook page. That'd be great, because I can't seem to manage to do it. My computer's all frozen up. Yeah, my computer is completely frozen. So if you could share it, that would be great. Okay, so if you like learning English and you want to learn to speak English with a British English accent, then this is the place to be. My name is Anna, and as I've said before, I am from England, and therefore I naturally speak with a British accent. However, there are many accents in the UK, and they differ vastly from one another, as you may have noticed from some of the videos that I do here, comparing some of the regional accents. And so far we've covered a Cockney accent, we've covered a West Country accent, and we've covered a Northern Irish accent. all of them are very different to a standard accent. You may have also seen the video I recently reposted. I previously had it on a different channel, a video I did with the lovely Lucy from English with Lucy, talking about the difference between a Lancashire accent and a standard accent. I was born in the north of England, so I naturally had a northern accent, but I managed to change my own accent with a little bit of work. And if you guys want to do that too, you can do. Now, if you're wanting to learn American English, I'm not going to teach that, but it's always helpful to take part in these classes to do some listening and just lots of general English practice. Stupid, ha ha ha. Okay. Guys, if you don't want to be here, you don't have to be, okay? All right, so the particular sound I wanted to talk to you about today is the J sound. J. And you'll see this sound appear when you have the letter J in at the beginning of a word. So for example, you have words like just and jug and judge. And the way this sound is created is it's a mixture between a plosive sound, which is an explosion of sound, a D or a T or a P. These are called plosives. And the sound J that we're talking about has some of that feel to it. It's a little bit explosive. Yes, that's right, Nuffy. Judge. Great. So we have that explosion, but it's also a little bit fricative. So a fricative sound is a sound that creates friction, like S, where the air is passing and there's friction, or Z, or F. These are all fricative sounds. So a J sound is part plosive, D, and part fricative, J. You put them together and you have J, J, J. Okay? What's happening inside the mouth is that the tip of the tongue here is touching the roof of the mouth just behind the back teeth. Not touching the teeth. Sorry, not just behind the back teeth, just behind the top teeth. Not touching, but close to. J, J. And we don't want the very tip of the tongue touching, but the front. So it's not the tip, but the front of the tip of the tongue. So not like this, but like this. J, J, J. Does that make sense? Okay, so this is a sound that I come across a lot with students. Usually it's made too soft, or it's completely missed altogether. Someone's asking, change the position of the camera to horizontal. Would that work? No, that doesn't work. It tells me I can't do that. I'm sorry. Okay, so I want you to practice with me now. I want you to say for me, cage. And say for me, the tiger in the cage. The tiger in the cage. And we can also try saying just. Just. Try for me the sentence, I just arrived. I just arrived. Good. You could also try saying the names Julie. Julie. So you might say, this is Julie. This is Julie. Julie just arrived. Julie just arrived. Oh no, Lorenzo just arrived but must leave for work. Great, and we've got other people who just arrived. Good. Great suggestion there. We have the month July. July. We also have the month January and June. So we have lots of J's when we talk about the months of the year. So we could say Julie arrived in June. Julie arrived in June. Good. What else has the J sound in? Interestingly, the J is not always when there is a letter J. So it's not always a J when you see the letter J. It's sometimes, like with the word cage, appearing when we have the letter, when we have a G. So in words like cage, even though it's written with a G, we sound it like a J. Cage. And similarly, we have words like stage or turn the page, like the page in a book. Turn the page. You could try saying this: put the cage on stage. Put the cage on stage. Lorenzo suggesting the word sage, which is a type of herb. So we take out the T from stage and we make it sage. So try this one for me. Julie put the cage on stage in July. Julie put the cage on stage in July. We've also had the suggestion of the word lodge. Lodge. You might have a lodger. A lodger. A lodger. Julie, or let's think of another J name, Jack. So a boy's name in the UK, a common man's name. It's a little bit old-fashioned these days, although I know a few Jacks. But we have Jack. Jack had a lodger in July. Jack, jungle, there's a good word. Jack had a lodger in July. Mortgage, great. It helped Jack to pay the mortgage. The lodger helped Jack to pay the mortgage. We've had the word jingle. A jingle is a very short piece of music that you might hear on the radio. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. That would be a jingle if it's regularly played. A jingle. Do you like my necklace, by the way? I never really wear this. I saw it today. Somebody gave it to me a very long time ago, and I thought I would wear it. What do you think? Do you like it? Is it just right? Oh, gorgeous. Great. Okay, so the word gorgeous. Is my necklace gorgeous? Lovely, thank you very much. Okay, so Mohammed says baggage. Baggage. Which is great. When you go on holiday, then you might have to take some luggage, or we could also call it baggage. Baggage. James asking, is this porn? No, James, it's not. This is an English lesson. So you need to go to another channel. Justice, Nafi, great. Justice is another word that has this annoying j sound in it. Justice. So you could say Jeremy. There's another word. One of our, I think someone who's involved in the Labour Party at the moment, one of our MPs is called Jeremy Corbyn. Jeremy. Another great word is juggle. If you have 3 balls and you're throwing them up and catching them in succession, that's called juggling. Juggling. We can also juggle things in life. If you're very busy and you have a lot going on, you're juggling your schedule. You're juggling lots of things if you have lots going on. Now, when you do a comment, it comes up on my screen and then it disappears after a few seconds. Does anybody know how I bring them back? Does anybody know? Done it, figured it out, don't worry. Okay, so we also have the words, the name Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber. That's a good one. Ooh. The food, cabbage. The vegetable, cabbage. Cabbage. And also, if you are a vegetarian, you would sometimes be referred to as a veggie. A veggie. I am a veggie because I follow a vegetarian diet. A vegetarian diet. Somebody saying Happy Valentine's Day. It's not Valentine's Day today. Valentine's Day is on the 14th of February. Okay. Joker, great one. Joker. Okay, so that's the J sound, and hopefully that gives you more of an idea. Hopefully that gives you more of an idea of how to pronounce those sounds. Just particularly make sure that they are plosive, that they don't become je, Jacques, Julie, July, June, which is what I hear a lot, cage. Wage is another important one, wage, how much you get paid, wage, your wages. Okay, so just make sure they've got a plosive sound to it. Okay, so some of you are asking me different questions. Someone's saying, is London very expensive? Yes, it is. Anna, sorry, I'm just scrolling back. Someone's asking, have I seen Logan? The new movie? No, but I plan to go and see it this week, in fact. Some people saying they've seen my collaboration with Lucy from English with Lucy. Wonderful. Lucy's a good friend, and I'm glad you enjoyed that. I definitely enjoy making videos with Lucy. Okay, you went a bit quiet there. Okay, so if you have any words that you want to hear me pronounce, then feel free to ask. And I will do my best to give you a standard British English version of it. Okay, so what do we have? How do you pronounce the word entrepreneur? Entrepreneur. Entrepreneur. I've got people asking me for the words January. January. I struggle with this one too. There's a difference between the American and the English pronunciation of this. English is January, 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 January. Okay, that's British English. Okay. Mustafa is asking, what is this? This is the word clinic. So I'm going to do this every Monday, or every Monday when I'm available, around mid-afternoon, early afternoon. And this is a chance for you to ask about pronunciation of certain words or phrases. Jewelry, jewelry is another one. Let's just double check that. Jewelry. These J words are difficult, aren't they? Jewelry, jewelry. Nafi's asking for bourgeois. Bourgeois, I mean, that's a French word. But yes, we say it here, bourgeois. Cristobal is asking for the difference between the pronunciation of the word squash, squash, and in the past tense, squeeze, squeeze. Squash is to compress something, squash, and squeeze, which is in the past. What else do we have? Genuine. Genuine. If something is real, it is genuine. So you can be a genuine person, which means that you're very honest and real. You don't try to fake it. The word most. Most. Meaning nearly all. So most of the people listened to me. One of them didn't, but most of them did. Please teach a difference between efficient and effective. So we have the pronunciation efficient and effective. Efficient and effective. Whoop! I dropped you. Oh no. Usually. Let me just double check this for you. Usually. Remember, this is a pronunciation class only, so any other questions will not take precedent. Excel, which is the software for dealing with numbers and databases. Excel, and what was the other one you asked? Wikipedia. Always helpful to get your answers on Wikipedia. Good. Okay. What else do we have? Bondage, which is to be tied up, to be bound. Bondage, the act of being tied. Increase, and that's an S sound at the end. Some people make that mistake of making that a Z sound. How do you pronounce raise and race? Raise, I'm not sure how you're planning to use that. Do you mean to lift something up? If you mean to lift something up, to raise, we're going to raise the roof, or they raised the Titanic, then you've spelt it incorrectly. C-O-N-N-O-R, you're saying the difference between practice with a C and practice with an S. Same pronunciation. I think one is American, one is British English. But same pronunciation. Amra Rogue One is asking, how do you pronounce consequences? There you go. Billy Bully is asking garage, where you park your car, or we also would call a petrol station a garage sometimes, or the place where you take your car to be fixed might be called a garage. So you take your car to the garage to be fixed. But generally the garage is the place where you store your car, and in America they call it a garage. They do a long vowel in the middle, garage, but we say garage. Okay, some people on here are swearing, so I'm just going to remove those comments. No swearing, please. If you're not enjoying this lesson, that's fine, just go. But I don't take any swear words or any abuse on the feed. It's not fair. There might be some young people here and no one's here to be sworn at, so no swearing, thank you very much. Deliberately. George Miguel Moreno Hernandez. You're asking for the pronunciation of colonel. That's a strange word. It looks completely different to how it sounds, but it's colonel. Why is the word centre spelt differently in the UK but not water? Who knows? There are so many weird things in the English language. I don't know. I don't know the history of it. I just know how to pronounce it. Okay, what's the difference between thorough and comprehensive? Are you asking for the actual difference between those words, or are you asking for pronunciation? Only pronunciation during this session. Benjamin asking for Google, I think. You're asking for the pronunciation of Google. What time are we on? Okay. So Nahu has asked the difference between peace and pace. Peace, that's a long E, peace, like a piece of cake. And pace, which is the speed at which something is going, like the pace of your heart or the pace of your running. If you're going at a slow pace, you're running slowly. Pace and peace. Beta is asking for the pronunciation of a word I don't see very often. Unless you spelt it wrong, I think you're looking at the old-fashioned word for jail. Jail. But we don't spell it that way anymore. Plantain, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. What's the meaning of willy? Oh, it's a little bit rude. Willy is willy is either a short way of saying William. So sometimes people who are called William, they'd call them Will or Willie. But in most cases, willy is a kind of a slang term for a man's penis. There you go, I said it. Okay, so what else do we have? Some people are saying the British accent is more difficult than American. I don't think one is more difficult than the other, but I guess it depends on what you're used to hearing. American is in a lot of films and a lot of music, so it's more familiar to most people. Okay, so Flana's asking a good question. How do we pronounce TH? So the TH sound is the tongue between the teeth. So the tongue comes out between the teeth and we blow the sound across like this, okay? So for example, if you say the word thank you or thought, I had a thought, or I'm thinking about that, okay? You also have the voiced version of the word, of the sound. It's the same position. And this is in words like though, as has just been suggested, though, or this and that, this and that. Okay. Okay, so Sylvia's asking, so you're asking about the sound that we covered at the beginning of this session, Sylvia. So we did j at the very beginning of this session, okay? So if you scroll back, if you pull back, it will save the beginning of this video so you can have a look at that. Okay, so I'm being asked to pronounce the L in words like almost, always and already. Almost, always, already, all, full, all. So this is a dark L sound. I've talked about dark L's before, you may remember, but there are two different L sounds that are dominant in the UK. We have a light L, la, and we have a dark L, all. Light L, la, dark, all, la, all, la, all. The difference is the back of the tongue. So the back of the tongue on a dark L is a little bit higher, but I don't want you to think about that because it becomes confusing. So we'd say things like almost, full, I'm almost full. Nafi is saying words beginning with light L would be loss, lose and loose. Loss is the situation where you've lost something. So I might be at a loss to know what to do. I'm at a loss, I don't know what to do, I'm lost. What was the other ones that you said? Lose is the verb to lose. So I lose myself in the music. And loose, if something is not tight, like my cardigan is loose. JCR 1138 is asking, how do you pronounce the Z sound? That again is similar to a J it's the front of the tongue, not the tip, but the front of the tongue touching the roof of the mouth and allowing air to pass through. Zzz. So the tongue has to be touching the roof of the mouth. Don't allow the tongue to touch the back of the teeth though. Zzz. Zzz. It's the same as an S, S, but with sound. Okay, I'm asked to pronounce capital of China, obstacles, obstacles, and oasis, oasis. I'm not sure what that question means, Nafi, sorry. Z's, why Americans speak C. If you're asking why there's a difference between American and British English, I don't know. I don't know why that has happened, but it's just how it's happened. The progression of accent across the world. Okay, so I'm being asked about the NG sound. Now the NG sound is an interesting one because a lot of people will ignore the G and they'll do an N sound. So for example, walking. You see how the tip of my tongue is down and the back of my tongue is high. Walking, walking. Some people will say walk-in, walk-in. And they'll do that tip of the tongue up. Okay, so people going on about England is the worst country. Great, okay, well, we'll just take you out. This is a English pronunciation class, so if you don't want to be here, then don't be here. But no nasty comments, thank you very much. The pronunciation between the word can't and the very, very, very bad word cunt. I don't like saying it because it's not a nice word, but it's important that you know the difference because some people accidentally say the swear word, which has got the vowel in. When we're saying I can't do something, I cannot do something, then we must have a long vowel sound. So we have an open mouth, ah. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Okay, so nice and open. Very different pronunciation to the word can, which is just an ah. Okay, really fat nonce, I'm going to remove you for a little while to put you on a timeout. This is not a place for political issues, thank you very much. Okay, so we have I can do it and I can't do it. Great. Okay, I'm just going to take a few more questions before I finish. Julia, what's the matter? Okay, Estella is saying the words worth, th, and worthy. This has the long vowel in it. So we have worth and worthy. Worth and worthy. Hi Anna, how do you pronounce a local yokel? A local yokel. That's quite a slangy term, isn't it? Someone who is local. And Daniel's asking me to pronounce can't again. I can't. Can't. Matthew is asking for anti-constitutional, I don't know. That's not a word that I've ever seen before, ever. So I can't help you with that one, I'm afraid. Anna, how do you pronounce the phenomenon? Phenomenon. Someone asking me, Teo, am I Romanian? No, I am English. I am from England. What else do we have? Any more before I finish? Oh, I have the word curtains. And interestingly, when you close the curtains at your window to stop the light from coming in, when you close the curtains, we call it drawing the curtains. So you draw the curtains, which means you close them. It's very unusual. Draw the curtains. Or you might draw them back. Okay, the standard British pronunciation of the word video. A lot of my students struggle with the V sound, so this is another one to be very careful with. The bottom lip, top teeth, vibrations. Video. Video. Alexei is saying, the 33 thieves thought that they thrilled the throne throughout Thursday. Very good. Ahmed is saying, extraordinary. Extraordinary. Now, I always think of it as two words, extraordinary. Not ordinary, but extraordinary. And then squeeze them together. Extraordinary. Extraordinary. You look extraordinary, darling. Yes, JCR is saying, draw the curtains as draw a tree on paper. The same as you would draw a tree. Yes, so the word draw is to open and close curtains, and to take a pencil and create a picture is to draw. Leonardo is saying, does the Swiss wristwatch shop shut soon? That's a good tongue twister. Does the Swiss wristwatch shop shut soon? Marianne is saying, can you make a video explaining intonation, the rise and fall? Please. I will try. I'm bogged down with the amount of videos that I have to make at the moment for my 3 YouTube channels, but I have a long list and I'll add it to the list. How many accents are in the UK? I don't actually know, because you have a general accent and then there are lots of different versions of each accent within a region. So there'll be different variations of a northeast accent, there's different variations of a Lancashire accent. It all depends on the area and the influence, and it's changing all the time, so it's hard to know. There are many. Okay, how do you pronounce the word speak? It's just a long E sound. Speak. Speak. How do you pronounce Game of Thrones? Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. I'm getting love for the mug. Thank you very much. I like my mug too. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go now, guys. Thank you very much for joining me here today. For those of you who have put inappropriate comments, I suggest that you check yourself before you come into a lesson again, because it's not appropriate for this kind of video. This is educational only. Let's keep to English learning. Okay, so thank you, those of you, start again. Thank you to those of you who have been nice and helpful. Don't forget that I will be here on Wednesday and on Friday, so hopefully see you then. I'm also on Facebook, and I think it's likely that I'll do more live videos on Facebook than on here, because this has been quite difficult to manage. It's easier on Facebook. And I've also got an Instagram page where I do daily pronunciation. Okay. Some of you are so rude on here. Goodness me. Okay, well those lovely people among you who are polite and nice, then come see me on Instagram, come and see me on Facebook. I'm more than happy to help you guys. And those of you who haven't been very polite, then you go and sit in the corner and think about what you've done. Okay, bye guys.